Welcome to Empower Capital. And so today we're going to talk about how to effectively research in the crypto space there. Most people buy crypto based on hype, influencers, or because a friend says this coin is the next Bitcoin. And that's why 90% of the new investors sometimes lose money. But there's a smarter way to research crypto projects so you can separate the scams from the real opportunities. So don't miss this, okay? Or else you can end up holding a coin that crashes to zero. All right, so there's a lot of risk involved there. So today I want to walk you through the exact framework that I use to analyze crypto projects. This isn't about trading hype. It's about finding the tokens with real potential to grow and survive long term. So once again, welcome to Empower Capital. I'm Sam. Remember, everything I talk about here is not financial advice. Make sure to do your own research. This is not legal, tax, or financial advice. Do your own research. All right, so let's get ready. So first thing I want to talk about is understanding use case, right? What problem does the project solve? That's the first question to ask, right? What problem does the project solve? Is it a main point or does it power something real like payments, DeFi, right? Decentralized finance, infrastructure, AI related, or and so on, right? So look for that. Um, Number two, check the white paper, right? Skim it for clarity. If it's full of jargon, without explaining the actual benefit, that's a red flag. Okay. You can use AI to help you do that. Ask this question: can I explain this coin purpose to a 10-year-old? Warren Buffett said he only invests in projects he understands. Okay. Next thing to also look at is tokenomics, right? What is that like? That's like looking at all the details, right? How many coins are in circulation, right? That's cool, right? Is the supply capped or unlimited, right? Because the supply is unlimited, they keep releasing token, the price is going to depreciate, right? Are tokens concentrated in a few wallets, right? Like, is it only a few whales who can dump anytime and then the price will just tank, right? So you have to look at all those type of details, right? Number four, like you look at the team and the community. Is the team public and credible, or are they anonymous? No track records, right? You go look at the website. Sometimes they hide, right? And sometimes that's not a good sign, right? So community strength matters as well. A project with an active developer base and engagement users lasts long. So look at the community base. Sometimes Twitter or X can help you do that. When you go look at the company's Twitter, right? You can see what type of community it has. Next, the partnerships and real world adoption. Is anyone actually using the blockchain or the coin? And you look at that as well. Like, for example, Ethereum has DeFi, NFTs, enterprise apps being used. Institutions are building on Ethereum and all that stuff as an example. Let's go next one. So step 6 now, risks and red flags to look at, right? If returns sound too good to be true, sometimes they probably are. Okay, if there's no roadmaps, fake promises, or anonymous founders, that means stay away. Okay, so if you skip these steps, you're just gambling on hype coins, and when the hype dies, so does the money. Okay, so that's why it's very important to do your research first. So before you buy any crypto, research it like a pro, right? Look at the problems it solves, the tokenomics, the team, and the adoption. That's how you filter out the scams, right, from the real wealth building projects. If you want me to break down my top crypto research tools, hit the like button, comment crypto research, and I'll make sure I do that in the future videos. But some other things that I want to mention about researching is that one of the most important aspects of research for me is the who is backing it, right? Who's backing you? Right? You tell me who's backing you. So how do you find out who the VCs are? How do you find out who the investors are, who the partnerships are, right? Because that tells you a lot, right? If a company or a project is partnered with companies like Nvidia, Apple, if companies are partnered with companies like Nvidia, Apple, Google, all these large names or private equity firms that are well known, or venture capitalists, right? So if you know some of the top VCs out there, and you can find out who's backing this project, right? It's a huge sign that this project has a potential for these VCs with lots of money to be able to help invest and boost this project. But some project with no investors, no major names, no major backing, right? Where's the money going to come from, right? It's hard for that to happen, right? Bitcoin is different because it's now adopted by institutions and so on. But anyways, these are some of the things to look at. But I'll make other videos to actually show you some of my websites and sources that I use to sort of check all that information from the tokenomics and all that stuff, right? Make sure to check the supply, make sure to check the market cap, right? How big's the market cap already? If it's really small market cap, there are lots of volatility potential. If the supply is too much, they can easily dump on you and the price goes down, right? So there's so many things to look at there. But overall, I just wanted to share that with you for today, and I hope that helps. And again, like I said, I will create other videos to actually show you some of the sources and links that I use to research. All right, take care and have a blessed day.